You hear all these footsteps and you're sure that it's like a person right behind you, and it's not, it's a squirrel. It's a very noisy squirrel. Do you think there'll ever be a time when we're like, do not come to this state park. It is a crap hole. Do not waste your time. State park. Ew, yuck.
What are you talking about?
I'm just wondering if you think that we will ever come to a park and have a camping trip where the scenery and experience is so horrible that we would not recommend it in our high five review.
Well, I have one that I would say is pretty low on the list.
Okay.
And the only reason I would go back is convenience, because it's within 30 minutes of our house.
John Prince
Campground in Palm Beach County. It's a county park.
It's just the bathrooms
That's
are
another
so
whole
dirty.
story. Bathrooms are dirty, and it's very noisy because you're underneath the takeoff strip,
Right.
the runway for a commercial airport. So yeah.
And people are jet skiing a lot. So you've got jet ski noise, you've got airplane noise, you have kind of dirty bathrooms. So yeah, I guess.
That's another video though.
But it's still 30 minutes away from our house. So you're like, you should go there anyway just to get away quickly.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
two crazy campers. After losing a combined weight of more than 200 pounds.
We realized we had so much more energy for activities.
Come along with us as we explore the great outdoors.
And join us on a brand new adventure.
So we are right now sitting inside of a replica of a Florida Cracker homestead.
Yeah.
Which is actually inside of Silver Springs State Park.
It is amazing. I mean, you can just go back in time. Some of these buildings are actual buildings that have been moved from other locations, but there's a church, there's, one-room schoolhouses, you've got
blacksmith.
I mean, there is so much stuff to see, and it is amazing to be in front of just this one-room house that a pioneer lived in long ago.
Yeah. So in today's video, we are going to do our 5 things review of Silver Springs State Park so you can make the determination whether or not you should come here. Now, if you're new to our channel, we review all campgrounds based on 5 things.
We've got hospitality, amenities,
the campsites themselves,
stuff to do, and finally,
would we recommend it? So let's start off with number 1, hospitality. Now, hospitality refers to how friendly is the staff here, what's it like to come here when you arrive, and I have to tell you, like, we could have done this portion of the review the second we arrived.
As soon as we rolled up, we were greeted by an absolutely awesome young lady, a ranger here. She gave us a map. She told us exactly how to get to places. She talked about the different entrances based on what it was that we were wanting to do.
Yeah, because there are 3 different entrances to the park.
Super, super friendly and knowledgeable, answered all of our questions, and actually made us feel not guilty to ask more questions.
Yeah. Now, one thing about us, when we travel to state parks, what we like to do is, unless it's very close to us, we reserve the night before. Because for the Florida state parks, check-in's not till 3 o'clock. And especially during the winter time, where it gets dark early, we don't want to have to travel 3, 4, 5 hours and check in the dark. So we'd prefer to get up at like 5 or 6 in the morning, head up there, and be there by 10 or 11. So we reserve for $26 a night the night before. Some of the campgrounds we've been to have given us a hard time about that.
They're just angry. I think that they're thinking that we are
trying to check in early.
Early on the day, but she totally was not like that. We were able to inform her that we were checking in really a day late on our journey, but she was just as nice as she could be. There are plenty of campsite hosts here.
Yep.
Lots of rangers around. Everyone is super hospitable. They're keeping the campsites looking beautiful.
Yeah.
And all of the different places that we've been, whether it's the museum or the glass bottom boat rides, everybody has answered all of our questions and have actually told us, like, hey, you're about to go on this trail. There's not another bathroom for this many, miles. Go ahead and go if you need to go. I just thought that was just so extra.
Yep. So let's talk about number 2, the amenities. Okay. I have to say, though we have Eleanor, our RV, we tend to not use the public restrooms because why? You have one. But the restrooms at this particular state park, I personally think, are the nicest that we've seen so far. We did go to Mayaka, and one of them was nice because it was renovated, but the rest weren't. This one, you go in, there are heat lamps over the showers.
It was gorgeous.
Everything is tiled.
Blowers, making sure that after showers that the area is still dry.
Fans in the ceiling to make sure that you're staying cool.
There were both showers where it was like you had the bathrooms and the showers and, like multiple ones. And then there were individual ones for people who were, disabled, that they could go to the bathroom and have a sit-down shower. It was awesome.
Yep. And let's not forget the laundry.
That was the best area that I have ever seen. They have a vending machine. You can get something to drink. They had a lending library. You could read something while you were waiting. There was a huge laundry sink. There was a folding station.
And $1 washer and dryers.
Yeah, so we did all of our laundry before we are going home. So after a 5-day camping trip, I have no laundry to do.
Yeah, so that was really awesome. Now, some of the other amenities that you may want to know about, like there are bike racks throughout. There are little doggy poo bags everywhere, little stations. So if you do have your pet with you, so they have little pickup bags everywhere and little places to dispose it, so you don't have to walk 2 miles with you carrying a bag of dog poo or anything like that.
Which is appreciated.
Now, as far as the bathrooms, there are 2 campsite loops, which we're going to get to in the campsite section, and each one has a centrally located bathroom, so you're not very far. Like we were in our loop, one of the first sites when you came in, and it was just like 7 sites down, so you weren't walking a long distance. And right next to that, they have a recycling center as well as enclosed garbage cans.
Very, very nice.
Okay, also one other thing to talk about amenities is the cellular service.
I was amazed.
And it is amazing. Now, we do have a cell tower like receiver to get a booster on our RV. We did put it up, but it turned out we really didn't need it, with the exception of when we were live streaming for our Two Crazy Ketos YouTube channel. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link for that over our head. But we have T-Mobile, we have Verizon, and we have AT&T, and all 3 of them had excellent service. The one that honestly had the best service with the most signal was T-Mobile.
Which we were shocked.
Verizon had incredible speeds for downloading. Like I was recording like 110 megabit per second download speeds, but the upload speeds were kind of slow at somewhere around 3 or 4. Verizon was up around 11 to 20 depending on what time of day. And we were here during the cold snap as well.
Now, I don't know if the fact that this used to be like an amusement park, it's all along been an amusement park, that they kind of have been thinking about that as like the internet has evolved. But every spot in the campsite, whether we were down along the water or we were at the museum or we were by the glass bottom boats, wherever we were able to make a call, make a text, and even make a post.
Yeah. So let's get into number 3, the campsites themselves. Well, there are actually 59 campsites here in Silver Springs State Park. They're divided into 2 campgrounds. You have Sharps Ferry, which is where we stayed, as well as Fort King, which is right over on the other side.
You also have some amazing cabins to rent. We were absolutely blown away. If you are thinking about having a family reunion of some sort, they have beautiful giant cabins with full screened-in front porches.
You will definitely have to book early, though, because what we've been told is it's usually booked 11 months in advance.
I believe it.
So getting back over to the campsites, honestly, there isn't a bad site in the entire place, but let's go ahead right now and let you guys take a play-by-play look at each one of the different campsites.
Had a few kids, bought a new house, promised you heaven, but it never did work out. Got a new job and moved uptown. I bought you everything, you never questioned why. All this Going back to my old hometown, picking up the years I leave behind. Getting in my car, I drive as memories fly by. Driving by the fields I used to run through, where you were chasing me. We were riding out under the bleachers when no one could see. Oh, sweet memories of a town I loved, but oh, changed when you left. I keep on asking myself in my mind, were you the one that got away? Moved a few times but ended up in Nashville. Tried to settle my restless soul. Got a job that felt like forever when I met you. You made me happy, we danced through the night. Life was music and I was your wife. Time flies and the years went by, still I tried. Oh, sweet memories of a town I loved, but oh, changed when you left. I keep on asking myself in my mind, were you the one that got away? Went for the dream, but I got lost. This house I leave is nothing like us. Chased happiness, ended up on a one-way street. We're leading nowhere, that's why I leave. Past the creek where we used to swim, jump the fence before the summer begins, and getting cool in the summer heat with you, my sweet. Sitting in the back of your car, wishing for this road to take us far. Now I've been way too long, I'm going home. Oh, sweet memories of a town I love, but oh, changed when you left. I keep on asking myself in my mind, were you the one that got away? Sweet memories of the town I love, but oh, changed when you left. I keep on asking myself in my mind, were you the one? Were you the one? Always on my mind. Were you the one? Always there. Were you the one that got away?
So as you can see, there really isn't a bad campsite in this park. They're all beautiful.
Yeah, I know we keep saying this in every one of our reviews. We keep saying like, oh my gosh, that's the best campground ever. But when it comes to the campsites themselves, I honestly feel this is the best campsite ever. There is not a bad campsite in the entire place. Now, obviously, some are a little bit better than others.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few of the pull-throughs that have like full hookup, which is really, really nice. And there are, I think, 2 campsites where it's like a twofer campsite, really built for maybe a family reunion situation where you would want to be that close to another rig.
Yeah, each one of the loops has one section where there's 2 campsites that share the same driveway. But the rest of them are all awesome, and you have plenty of foliage between you and your neighbor. And most importantly, all of them are very deep. All of them have a little section off to the side for the fire pit, so you don't feel like that little fire pit is on top of your rig. And some of them also have a little area behind the rig, like ours did, where you can actually pitch a tent and not be on top of the gravel. Also, all of them have gravel. All of them are fairly level. I mean, we had to go up about a half an inch on one side or an inch on one side, but not much at all.
Well manicured.
Well manicured. And also, they all have 30 50, and I believe I saw a 15 or 20 amp hookup. So, and double hose bibs.
Which was
so you don't
nice.
even have to have your little adapter to have 2 hoses.
Now, if I had to make any type of criticism, it would be that the size of stones that they're using to pave all of the campsites are very tiny, and unlike any of the other places that we've stayed that have this kind of gravel bottom, I'm taking in at least 4 rocks with me every single time I go into Eleanor. So if you were traveling with a large party and all of the kids were each bringing in a bunch of rocks on their shoes, like every time they went into your trailer, it would probably drive you crazy from a like sweeping perspective. So just make sure you've got the right shoes on and that you have plenty of good mats if you're going to stay here.
Especially if you have your heater vents in the floor,
Yes.
which we don't. We have them in the wall. But I learned that lesson wearing Crocs. I kept getting like the little pebbles inside of my Crocs. But overall, really, really awesome. So let's move on to number 4, stuff to do, and there is a lot of stuff to do here at Silver Springs State Park.
This is a fantastic place to bring people of all ages because there's a lot of variety and it's very close together. You don't have to travel 7 miles to walk to the village. In fact, the campground is right across the street from this. So it's a nice walk into the Pioneer Village. They've got a museum. You have glass bottom boat tours. You can go kayaking and there's lots of trails.
Yeah. Now, as far as the village and the museum, if you want to visit it, you do have to come on the weekends because during the week, it's actually a school. So you can't come during the week. Now, we happen to be here in the middle of the week, but we're also here right after Thanksgiving during COVID, so they're not holding school here, but for the most part, you will not be allowed over in this section during the week when there are school children here, except for maybe during Christmas break or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's something to be aware of. As far as the glass bottom boats, that is at the other entrance, so you will have to kind of take your car and drive around. You could bike ride, it's not that far.
Oh, no.
But right now, the easiest way is to just drive around to the other entrance.
And there's lots of shopping available within 10 or 15 minutes. If you forget something, you need to run to Walmart or you want to go to a local restaurant, there's lots of stuff around this area. You're not in the middle of nowhere.
Now, let's not forget about all of the awesome biking. So there is a nice road that you can bike down. There are numerous biking and hiking trails. You have a river trail. You have another trail over here.
They're kind of bumpy, so bring a helmet.
Yeah, and you can also bike all the way down to the river where there is a little area where you can actually launch boats, in addition to the kayaking that is over at the main entrance where you can rent kayaks and canoes.
Yeah.
So finally, we have number 5. Would we recommend this Florida State Park?
I cannot wait to come back. That's how much I recommend it.
This was awesome. I mean, we were here to celebrate my 50th birthday, 5 days, 4 nights. We spent 1 day filming videos for our keto channel and for church and for this channel. And the rest of the time, we were exploring and relaxing and enjoying the nice, cool temperatures that Florida winter has to offer, which is about 60. And I feel like we didn't even see 50% of everything there is to see here.
No, and you definitely want to subscribe to the email here at Silver Springs State Park because there's all kinds of festivals that are just starting to get back together. So there's concerts, they do all kinds of outdoor music festivals and marketplaces. They have a Pioneer Day where you can come and see the blacksmith, making things out here in this Pioneer Village, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of things that happen year round here. I definitely would recommend coming in the fall, winter time just because it's cooler because it can get hot in summer.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. Even if you're not going to go camping, you definitely need to come visit Silver Springs State Park because there is so much history here. There is so much to do. And I think everybody in your family is going to really enjoy it. Well, that is going to be the review of Silver Springs State Park here in Florida. Now, if you like seeing videos like this, please make sure you do us a favor. Hit the like button on this video. Also, make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Until next time, happy camping.